Hello and welcome to the class on work motivation. In the last two previous discussion, I have discussed with you regarding what is work motivation and definition, meaning, nature, and characteristics that I have already discussed with you. In the last PPT, in the last class, I have discussed with you about uh, the Maslow's need hierarchy theory of motivation. Today, I will be discussing with you Hasberg's two-factor theory of motivation. Yes. So, there are some key takeaways that you will take from today. That the two-factor theory, which is also known as Hasberg's motivation hygiene theory, argues that job satisfaction and dissatisfaction exist only on two different continua, each with its own set of factors. Second takeaway is that this contradicts the traditional view of job satisfaction, which points that job satisfaction and dissatisfaction are interdependent. Hasbergs and his colleague and his collaborators investigated 14 factors relating to job satisfaction in their original study, classifying them as either hygienic or motivational factors. Motivation factors increase job satisfaction, while hygiene factors prevent job satisfaction. Although largely replaced by newer theories of motivation in academia, the two-factor motivation theory constitutes to influence popular management theory and the methodology of studies in some areas of the world. So, the question is that what is two-factor theory? The two-factor motivation theory, otherwise known as I said, Hasberg's motivation hygiene theory or dual factor theory, argues that there are separate sets of mutually exclusive factors in the workplace that either cause job satisfaction or dissatisfaction. Generally, these factors encouraging job satisfaction relate to self-growth and self-actualization. The two-factor motivation theory has become one of the most common used theoretical framework in job satisfaction research. To Hasberg, motivators ensures job satisfaction, while a lack of hygiene factors spawn job dissatisfaction. Okay. So if you will see this diagram, Hasberg's motivation hygiene theory, in which it is separated, means motivators factors are separated from the demotivators factors. If you will see here, the motivation factors like achievement, recognition, the work itself can be the motivators, responsibility, advancement, growth, etc. These are the motivators. While demotivators like bureaucracy or corporate policy, in other words, you can say, relationship with your peers or group members, work conditions, physical and psychological work condition, status in the organization, salary, job security, these can be the demotivators of the two factors theory, that is motivation hygiene theory of given by Hasbergs. If you will see the historical approach, the major mid-20th century research in motivation like Maslow, Husberg, Vroom, Alderfer, McClelland, and Locke, all these devised research which Bassett, Jones, and Lloyd argue can be divided into content and process theories of motivations. As you know that these theories, the first that we discussed in the last class, that was the Maslow's need hierarchy theory. Today we are discussing Frederick Husberg approach or Frederick Husberg two-factor theory. These are considered to be a content theories. Also, we will discuss another few theories in the coming lecture. So content theories like this, that is Husberg's theory, assumes a complex interaction between internal and external factors and explore how people respond to different internal and external stimuli. Meanwhile, process theory, that is another category of theory of motivations, such as the theory given by Vroom, the process theory actually consider how factors internal to the person lead to different behaviors. Okay, so you should be aware of the difference between the content theory and the process theory, and make it clear that we are discussing the content theory, not we have started to discuss the process theory. Okay, so let's continue with the current theory that we are discussing, that is Frederick Husberg's two-factor theory. So Frederick Husberg and his two collaborators, Mosner and Sinderman, developed the motivation hygiene theory in their book. Book title was Motivation to Work. Okay. This theory, two-factor theory, was also influenced by Maslow's hierarchy of need theory that we have already discussed. Husberg concluded that satisfaction and dissatisfaction could not be measured reliably on the same continuum, and conducted a series of studies where he attempted to determine what factors in work environments cause satisfaction and what causes in work environment cause dissatisfaction. Husberg and his colleagues explored the impact of 14 factors on job satisfaction and dissatisfaction in terms of their frequency and duration of impact on the behavior of an employee in the organization. Okay. So in the first of these studies, Husberg asked 13 laborer, clerical workers, foremen, plant engineers, and accountants to describe in detail situations where they felt exceptionally good or exceptionally bad about their jobs. Generally, respondents, when describing situations where they felt good about their jobs, cited factors intrinsic to their work, means internal factors, while those describing situations where they felt bad about their jobs cited extrinsic factors, means external factors. So Husberg in 1959 considers two factors that can add to or detract from job satisfaction, that is hygiene and motivation. While hygiene factors are related to the need to avoid unpleasantness, motivation factors more directly lead to job satisfaction because of the need of the individual for self-growth and self-actualization. Okay. So the traditional view of job satisfaction entails that job satisfaction and job dissatisfaction exist on the same continuum. Employees who lack reasons to be satisfied with their jobs must be dissatisfied. However, hygiene and motivational factors are distinct. To Hasberg, the opposite of job satisfaction was not job dissatisfaction. Please remember this. To Hasberg, the opposite of job satisfaction was not job dissatisfaction, but no job satisfaction. Okay? Conversely, the opposite of job dissatisfaction is no job satisfaction. Okay? So these two separate continua of job satisfaction and job satisfaction support the possibility that someone can be content with certain aspect of their jobs, but discontent with other aspect of their jobs. Perhaps more pessimistically, this also implies that simply eliminating dissatisfier would not necessarily lead to job satisfaction as much as placation. Placation means motivational concepts. Okay? These so-called satisfiers or motivational factors and dissatisfier or lack of hygiene factors are dynamic, constantly interacting, highly subject to change, and relative to the implies concern. Okay? Certain satisfiers or dissatisfiers may be more important than others depending on personal and professional context. Okay? According to him, according to Hasberg, whether or not dissatisfiers outweigh satisfiers predict whether employees find their job interesting and enjoyable and their likelihood of remaining at their current jobs. Okay? So if you will see this graph, this photo, then you will find that how the employees are comfortable but unfulfilling job, and how the high and low hygiene factors and motivation factors are interacting. Suppose if you will see that if a person is low on hygiene factors, will also be low on the motivation factors. But if not necessarily, if someone is low in hygiene factor, can have high motivational factors. If he or she is hard but meaningful, if or she has hard but meaningful job. So if someone has the meaningful job, means internal satisfaction is there, then his motivation factors can be high. Similarly, you can see the upper level. So what are the motivation factors? And the question is, as I have given you in the previous of this lecture, in the beginning of this lecture, I have just narrated the few of the factors, motivation factors. Now I will be discussing with you different factors, some of the selected factors in details. So, Hasbergs et al. Argue that motivation factors are necessary to improve job satisfaction. Remember, according to him, these motivators are intrinsic to the job and lead to job satisfaction because they satisfy the needs for growth and self-actualization. Okay? So first motivation factors he discussed is advancement. Hasbergs argues that advancement as the upward and positive status or position of someone in a workplace. Meanwhile, a negative or neutral status at work represents negative advancement. Another motivation factor is the work itself. The work itself means the content of job task can positively or negatively affect employees. The job's difficulty and level of engagement can dramatically impact satisfaction or dissatisfaction in the workplace. Possibility for growth can be another motivation factors. This exists in the same vein as Maslow's self-actualization. They are opportunities for a person to experience personal growth and promotion in the workplace. Personal growth can result in professional growth, increased opportunities, increased opportunities